Let's talk Tesla, specifically about the Model Y 19-inch Gemini wheels. Now, if you're like me and you're not crazy about the looks of these wheels, then I've got a product for you to go from this to this without breaking the bank. These are wheel covers from a company called LASFIT, and they simply replace the stock Gemini wheel covers that come on your car. Now, some of you may not realize that the wheel covers, they're simply plastic covers that you can just pull off. So to pull off the wheel covers, you just start at one area, you pull it, you work your way around, and eventually you can just pull the entire wheel cover off. And underneath the wheel cover, you'll have some okay looking wheels, but personally I'm not a fan of silver wheels, so I'm glad that I could try out these black LASFIT wheel covers. But also, I've been running some black Rimetrix Laminars for the past year, and I'm going to do a little comparison between these new LASFITs and the Rimetrix Laminars that I've been running for the past year. Let's start by taking a look at these LASFIT wheel covers. They retail on the LASFIT website for $199 for a set of 4. And LASFIT also sells a set of 18-inch wheel covers for the Model 3 era wheels as well. So just by looking at the design here real quick, you'll see it's a matte black with a 7-spoke turbine-inspired design. And these are actually really good-looking wheels because they're less busy than some of the other 14-spoke turbine design wheels that you'll see out on Amazon and AliExpress. And one thing you'll note too is there's this Tesla center cap emblem here. Now, I just installed this, so this doesn't come with the LASFIT wheels, but this is just a 56mm center cap sticker. And if you guys are interested, I'll put a link in the video description below on these ones. So now let's take a look at the Rimetrix wheels. So the Rimetrix wheels, again, they're a nice black finish, and they're a 7-spoke design, but they're more of a straight line design versus the turbine inspired design. And these ones retail for $289 on the Rimetrix website for the set of 4. And one thing you'll notice too is that these are actually a 2-piece design, where the LASFITs and the OEM Geminis are actually a 1-piece design. And by 2-piece design, I mean that the Rimetrix have a separate center cap, and this does become problematic when it comes to trying to remove the wheel covers from the actual wheels. So we'll go over that later during the install process. Now, I'll try to see if I can get a comparison here of another difference, which is the clips that mount these. You'll see right here on the LASFIT wheels, they're closer together versus the clips that are right here on the Rimetrix wheels. So the LASFIT wheels, actually they'll clip in between the smaller spokes on the Gemini wheels, where the Rimetrix, they'll actually clip on around the smaller spokes. And the Rimetrix wheel covers, they actually clip on similar to the Gemini OEM wheel covers, where the LASFITs, they're completely different. So there's no real difference in the way that they are secured. It's just there's a different way that they're mounted. Now, let's talk about installing the LASFIT wheel covers. The install couldn't be easier. They install just as easily as the Geminis. So the LASFITs, they're a 1-piece design. So simply what you're going to do is you're going to line up your valve stem, line up the cutout for the valve stem that's on the wheel cover. You're going to just tap in your first spot and just work your way around the wheel. I usually give the center cap portion a good tap just to make sure it's secure as well. But other than that, now the wheel is installed. It's simple as that. So as far as removing it, all we have to do is similar to the Geminis. You start at one section and give it a good pull, and it pulls right off. So now let's talk about installing the Rimetrix. So again, the Rimetrix, it's a 2-piece design, which makes the install a little bit more complicated, but not really. So it's a matter of just, you have your wheel cover. Again, you're going to take your valve stem, You're going to line it up with the valve stem cutout on the Rimetrix wheel cover. Tap it into place. Now, as you can see, since it's a two-piece design, what you have to do is you have to actually install the wheel cover. So the wheel cover actually has these little clips, which I'm hoping, not sure if it'll focus, but you have these little clips, and these little clips will go into the holes in the wheel cover. So you line them up, then you just give it a push, and you'll hear it click into place. So it's easy as that. Now, the difficult part with the Rimetrix and the two-part design is the fact that you can't just pull off the wheel cover to remove it like you can with the LASFITs. You actually have to remove the center cap first, because that's pretty much locking the wheel cover into place. And the instruction manual for the Rimetrix actually states that you're supposed to use a flathead screwdriver wrapped with a cloth or a paper towel and gently pry the wheel cover or the center cap up. Now, obviously you have a metal screwdriver and a plastic wheel cover, and there's no way, even if you use a cloth, I've tried it, it doesn't work, you're not going to prevent any kind of marring or damage to the area around the center cap as you're trying to pry it up. And I'd say that this is the one major con and one major downfall of the Rimetrix wheels. So to demonstrate, what I usually have to do is I usually have to kind of take the flathead screwdriver, pry it under, and I work my way around until you kind of start hearing the clips release, and then usually just try to give it a grasp when I can and work the center cap of the Rimetrix out. And once that's removed, the removal process of the Rimetrix is the same as the other ones. You just grab, until the wheel cover comes off. So as you can see, the Rimetrix are a little harder to take off, and I think it's because the clips are bigger and they grasp around this big meatier portion of the spokes versus the LASFITs, which go in between the spokes here. So that's really the big difference, but I wouldn't say that the LASFITs are any less secure. It's just harder to get the Rimetrix off versus the LASFITs. So one other thing to note that I almost forgot to mention was that there is a big advantage to running the LASFIT wheel covers and the Rimetrix wheel covers versus the Geminis, other than just the cosmetic looks. So if you look at the Gemini wheel covers here, you'll see that right here is where the Gemini wheel cover ends, and the silver line around the outside, that's actually the Gemini wheel itself. So for some reason, the Gemini wheel covers don't cover the entire Gemini wheel themselves. They still leave this outer band of the wheel accessible, and you could end up curb rashing your Gemini wheels with the Gemini wheel covers installed. As opposed to, if we come over here and we look at the LASFIT wheel covers installed, as you can see, the LASFIT wheel covers cover the entire Gemini wheel, so you leave yourself less susceptible to curb rash, because if you're going to hit a curb, hopefully you're just going to damage the plastic wheel cover and you're going to leave your actual Gemini wheel underneath unscathed. All right, guys, so overall, what are my thoughts on the wheel covers? So the LASFIT and the Rimetrix, they make some good looking wheel covers that definitely look better than the stock OEM Geminis. But I like the looks of the straight 7-spoke design on the Rimetrix better. But the two-piece design is just such a big con that I couldn't recommend them, and I probably wouldn't buy them again, just because it's so hard to take the wheel covers off to wash your wheels or to do the tire rotations. But also, the Rimetrix, they cost $89 more than the LASFITs. So it's not worth $89 more to go through that hassle just for personally a better looking design. So I would definitely recommend the LASFITs. And I mean, just look at how good the LASFITs look compared to the OEM Geminis. Alright, thanks guys. I hope you liked this video and found it informative. And I'll leave links in the video description below for the LASFIT wheels and for the 56mm Tesla center cap emblems from Amazon. And if you're new to Tesla, I would appreciate if you do us both a favor and use my Tesla referral code, which I'll also link in the video description below. If you're buying a Model 3 or a Model Y, you'll save yourselves $500 off the price, and you'll get 3 months full self-driving, and I'll get some Tesla referral credits for some Tesla swag. Alright guys, thanks and take care.